All right, we are back with the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your favorite wrestling fan here, Eric Rodriguez, every Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Time, 11 p.m. Eastern Time, here to talk about the greatest thing in the world, professional wrestling. We talk about all the action inside and outside of the ring. We talk about backstage curtain calls, rumor dramas, and updates. We talk about inactive statuses, injury updates. We talk about superstar contract extensions, negotiations. We talk about new signings, and we also talk about promotion from AEW to WWE, TNA, the GCW, the NWA. If it makes major news in the world of professional wrestling, we talk about it here on this show, 1010%. All right, just going to reflect on what we talked about right quick. We had our WWE SmackDown, WWE SmackDown review. I'm tripping. And now we have our WWE Monday Night RAW sneak peek. Like I said, I have not checked a single shred of social media. No TikTok, no Instagram, no Facebook, none of that. I'm going in absolutely blind. And I can't wait to watch it when I get done with this podcast. Before we dive on deeper into this, into the show, I just want to make sure you guys hit up that super chat right there. What if you got a burning question or hot take in terms of the world of professional wrestling? We are all ears here at the GSMC Sports Network, or just something you've been dying to get off your chest. We want to hear it. This show is all about keeping the conversation going, making sure you guys feel like your voice is part of the mix. So don't be shy to send in those thoughts. And if you really want to make sure your comment, question, or concern gets noticed on air, why not use that super chat? Basically it guarantees anything you guys put inside that little box right there. Click that $, it's going to be featured, talked about, and maybe even debated about if it's that juicy on the show, 1010%. We are obviously, your super chat keeps the lights on these amazing podcasts and with these amazing podcasters with one goal in mind, who want to make sure you guys are fully satisfied in the sports content that you guys consume and that you love so gosh darn much. We are super grateful for each and every one of you guys who joins us here daily on the GSMC Sports Network. Your support makes all the difference. So let's keep the conversation going. Send in those super chats, those super stickers, because you guys are super awesome, and together we will make sure this podcast is bigger, better, and stronger than ever. Once again, if the super chat not your thing, it's all good. Go ahead and hit up the tips and donations link at the GSMCpodcast.net. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. Just remember to Superman punch that like a subscribe button to the show. Follow the show. Follow the network here at the GSMC Sports Network. We do love a lot of peace, love, and positivity, 1010%. But in terms of talking sports, it's inevitable. We're going to get some criticisms and disagreements. It's all good. It's all gravy. It's all water under the bridge already. Feedback is a gift. We just want to make sure you guys feel like, you're absolutely comfortable to feel like you can talk about absolutely anything. All right, we got some WWE Monday Night Raw talk. We are live at the Entrust Bank Arena in Wichita, Kansas. We have the WWE World Tag Team Champions Finn Balor and JD McDonough of the Judgment Day taking on a team that is to be determined, TBD, to be announced. Is this a team that comes from the Superstar Shakeup? Is this a team on SmackDown that comes to Monday Night Raw to win the titles? Is this a team from NXT to come to Monday Night Raw and perhaps, shake things up? I have two picks. Obviously, like I said, I have not checked anything. I am completely going in blind. I got to give the War Raiders another chance. I got to give them a chance to run it back, and then maybe perhaps the Street Profits. Well, on SmackDown with DIY winning, and they're obviously the main culprit for who attacked the Street Profits. It's got to be Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. So maybe that might kind of fall through to it. But maybe it could be anybody. It could be anybody. It could be somebody from NXT. Ava, Adam Pearce, and Nick Aldis wants to make it imminent that they're gonna WWE is gonna go through a lot of changes, a lot of rosters, a lot of roster moves. So are we gonna see maybe like a Nathan Frazier or an Axiom? That would be pretty badass. That'd be pretty awesome. All I know is, I don't think Finn Balor is going to beat Gunther at WWE Saturday Night's main event to dethrone him as the World Heavyweight Champion. So you kind of have to keep the belt on Judgment Day, and it sucks. I hate it because I feel like Finn Balor, he deserves better. He's going to get a singles push. He deserved a singles push like freaking yesterday, but he is holding up that Judgment Day faction. Without Finn, JD McDonough, he's lost. Without Finn Balor, Carlito, he's lost. Without Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio is lost. Like, of course he has, Liv Morgan, but with him and Liv Morgan, it's not that same vibe. It's not that same, it's not that same feel that you had with Mami, with Rhea Ripley, being with Dominic Mysterio. Obviously, ever since Raquel Rodriguez came into the fray and kind of ultimately maybe even, kind of replaced Dominic Mysterio as Liv Morgan's right-hand woman, it's going to get to the point where I think Liv is going to, maybe she might drop Dom. Maybe perhaps it could possibly be that way. But I just don't see how Dominic Mysterio stands on his 2 feet on Monday Night Raw without Finn Balor. And that could, I can say the same thing for, like I said, for the names previously mentioned, JD McDonough and Carlito. So I know, you're not going to see the tag team titles go anywhere. In that case, I'm like, you know what? Maybe they might throw some BS like tag team and be like, oh, let's just have them, fight. Maybe you might, in that case, it might seem, necessary for like an NXT team. Like maybe like OTM, you know what I mean? To kind of come in there, just kind of be that, that punching bag and kind of be those squash matches and stuff like that. But, or maybe they win, OTM with Jada Parker, they come to WWE Monday Night RAW and they wreak havoc and it's pretty badass. But as of right now, it doesn't really seem like that's the thing. We got a WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship first round match. We got Lyra Valkyria taking on Zelina Vega, taking on Ivy Nile. At this point, I really don't see why Ivy Nile will pick up the victory, which is kind of sad because not that I don't think that she's great. We already have Dakota Kai. We got Dakota Kai in the final 4 already. She already qualified. Who else is on the bout? Because I'm thinking about it. There could be, you could possibly have a heel in there. Like, you have 2 baby faces, Valkyria and Vega. And then you have Ivy Nile. So, maybe you could possibly see Ivy Nile steal one. Maybe I'm at 45% Ivy Nile, 10% Zelina Vega, and, the 55% Lyra Valkyria. I feel like, she had a huge step up since she debuted onto the main roster since she got drafted in April of 2024 by WWE Monday Night Raw. She was the finalist for the Queen of the Ring, and she was in the Women's Money to Make match, and she's been phenomenal. She's been absolutely stellar. So it wouldn't surprise me if they were like, you know what, Lyra Valkyria would be absolutely phenomenal within these final 4 women, which is the right way to go. Rhea Ripley takes on Raquel Rodriguez, the Wyatt Sicks, taking on the Final Testament with The Miz. I hope that match is actually pretty badass. For me, I'm a selfish wrestling fan. I wanted to see that match at WWE Survivor Series inside Warrior Games. Obviously, I did not get my wish, but it's okay because this match should be pretty badass. Seth Rollins is set to, he's going to speak. He's going to talk about why why he's starting to not really go rogue, not even go heel. But you kind of have Seth Rollins in that predicament, in that storyline, like you see Kevin Owens on WWE SmackDown, like that. Why are you helping Roman Reigns? Roman Reigns, he did this, he did that, he did, And to be honest, there's some part of the WWE Universe and part of the wrestling fandom that kind of they are totally on Kevin Owens's they're on his back. They're also on Seth Rollins' back as well. Like, why do you want to put this tyrant in charge of WWE once again? Obviously, when Roman Reigns was doing his thing as their tribal chief, it might have been even worse than what Solo Sikoa is doing right now. Like, and then that's a lot of fans that, there's a lot of wrestlers that you're going to see a locker room divided. And that's something that's going to be obviously, going to be, in terms of WWE creative and writing and, creative and stuff like that, it has to be handled very delicately because you can't make it seem like it's, which they've done really, really well, So there's no doubt in my mind they're going to make this storyline. It's going to be methodical. It's going to happen, week cliffhanger. And that's something that WWE has lacked for a long time, the lack of storytelling. So, I can't wait to find out what that whole thing. CM Punk, obviously, back into the mix. CM Punk is looking forward to WWE's Royal Rumble. He's looking forward to Elimination Chamber. He also has Paul Heyman's favor in his back pocket. So, CM Punk might as well basically be, the number one contender. He might as well be the number one contender. He's going to main event WrestleMania. There's not really anybody or anything that can stop him. We're going to find out Sami Zayn and Jey Uso's thoughts towards Seth Rollins. Drew McIntyre is going to explain himself. We're going to find out what he has to say. Why did he attack Sami Zayn? Is he going up against Jey Uso, who he's, allegations that he did it. He attacked him. But we're going to find out. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods will speak after turning their back on Big E on WWE internal, on the internal roster on WWE.com. On the homepage, they have been deemed as heels for the first time in their careers for like 10 years. So it's, like I said, WWE's got to do this right. You broke up a historic tag team. Obviously, these three dudes, they had no problem in, staying together, being together for the rest of their careers. So obviously, maybe Triple H saw something in Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. And he's like, you know what? These guys aren't done yet. I thought that the tag team division on Monday Night Raw would have been absolutely rejuvenated with Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods smoothing things over, with Big E as their manager and becoming that, the world tag team champions. But it's a new era. It's a new day and age and era in terms of WWE. They don't want to see that same, tongue in cheek. They don't want to see that same baby face that, kind of like, I don't want to say that PG-13 to appeal to little kids. You see the New Day walk out with like bright colors and it's like tossing pancakes. It's like, oh, New Day rocks. New Day rocks. Like maybe it's maybe that's like a foreshadow of how this new day and age with WWE Netflix is going to be handled. Maybe it's going to be a little bit more cutthroat. Maybe it's going to be a little dark. Maybe a little bit more ominous, edgier. Maybe a little violent, although, WWE President Nick Khan said that you're not going to, it's not going to be rated R, it's not going to be rated MA, it's not going to be like, blood and, anything like AEW, like, having Orange Cassidy chugging chemicals and stuff like that. We're not going to see that in WWE. Obviously, they want to stay advertiser friendly. They want to maximize their revenue and their profits. They want to make sure that they have their, they want to make sure they have their viewers, and it's not just viewers that are like, in that key demographic of, 18 to 41. It's that, like what John Cena did during his age in WWE. He appealed to so much of the little, not little, that sounds weird. So much of the younger audience that hustle, loyalty, and respect, that charge, that, he had the, like, he appealed to little kids. Kids absolutely adore John Cena. You've seen it in elementary schools. You've seen it in middle schools. People wearing WWE merchandise, mostly John Cena. I would say 95% John Cena. And, you bring up and you keep like, it's like you set up this new era of wrestling fans, just as much as you're trying to set up this new era of WWE product. And to kind of meet that product, it's classic economics 101. You have supply, you have demand. You need these two things to come together. You need them to coincide. You need them ultimately, to kind of balance out to have a successful organization. So there's no doubt in my mind that Monday Night Raw going to Netflix is going to be, super sick. Lastly, we got Finn Balor and Gunther build up. Will we see Damian Priest, kind of crash this party for, will we see a triple threat match at WWE Saturday night's main event? Also, last thing, Ludwig Kaiser right now is basically immersing forcefully. He's immersing himself into the WWE Intercontinental Championship picture with Braun Breaker. Maybe we're going to see that match at WWE Saturday night's main event. I would love to see it. I feel like both superstars are young. They're in their prime. They have so much to give, and they're ultimately entertaining to watch, especially when they have so much good chemistry in the ring together. All right, guys, so we do not go anywhere. We're going to jump on into some WWE NXT Deadline review. So grab your favorite snack, grab your favorite ice-cold beverage, and join me here in about 20 seconds. So, hey, do not go anywhere.